Guilty, guilty, guilty. The jury has found Michael Peterson guilty. But is he really guilty? Well, that last reenactment scene really makes it seem that way. But Sophie, his current wife in 2017, doesn't think so. The episode started with her and it ended with her, and we definitely have to talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my Staircase TV series HBO Max recap for episode 4, titled Common Sense. Guys, I just want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap. I'm going to spoil this episode up, down, left, right, in, and out, as if you've already seen it, so you have been warned. And if you happen to like the video, please go ahead and give me that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, helping me reach my next milestone of 40,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it. But guys, if you have not seen episodes 1 through 3, or if you're just now tuning in and you don't care about being spoiled and you have not seen the show, please check it out on HBO Max. It is fire right now. If you're subscribed to my channel or just now finding me, I did recap and review the first 3 episodes. I thought it was super duper fire. I mean, one of the best shows on television right now, in my humble opinion. Now, as we're getting into episode 4, it was still a great episode. I don't know if this because my expectations were high from the first 3 episodes being so great. This episode 4 did not stand out as great as episodes 1 through 3, but that does not mean that it is bad at all. Like, it was just a horrible episode. But in episodes 1 to 3, I was like at the edge of my seat, just like, okay, what is about to happen? And just to let you know, I don't know what happens in the end of this story. I do know that it is based on a true story. And one of the things that is just so surreal to me is that in this show on HBO Max, The Staircase is talking about, in episode 2, they really picked this up with the character Jean doing the documentary on Michael Peterson's life. This is based on a true story. And if you go to IMDb, they have the actual documentary right there that is available on Netflix. I actually don't know if it's still available on Netflix, but it is something that I definitely want to look up. But as you can see right now, the image, look at the real Michael Peterson. I mean, that man looks guilty. And that's one of the things that I love about the show so far is just the performances from across the board. Everybody's doing a great job. Dane DeHaan, Sophie Turner, Toni Collette, the main character, Colin Firth. And my favorite out of everybody is Michael Stahlberg, who is playing the attorney David. I don't know why I am liking him so much, but he is just knocking it out the park. And the reason why I brought up The Staircase is when you look at the real Michael Peterson, and when I was seeing little images like this prior to, you were actually in the middle of me reviewing this, he looks guilty right here. I mean, he just does. When I see trailers and marketing for The Staircase right now on HBO, when I was looking up some information and old clips on this documentary that came out in 2004, I mean, the man looks guilty. And that's just one of the reasons why episode 4 was so great, is because Colin Firth is coming through with that acting and that performance, because this whole episode, he looked guilty. He looked like he did it. In episodes 1 through 3, I was not sure. I was on the fence. Sometime it looked like he did it. Sometime it looked like he didn't do it, just given the evidence and the way the story is being told. But now, guys, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the real life events, because I want to be surprised by the show. But he looks guilty, in my opinion. And that is just because of a great, start, not a great start, excuse me, but a great, acting by Mr. Colin Firth. So, I just got to give him 2 thumbs up right there and just like a little applause. But what's interesting to me is we had episode 1, and that was just really focused on the family and just setting everything up. But then episode 2 is when they went over to France, and we have this character Jean and some of his other colleagues trying to do this documentary film. We also, majority of this takes place a few weeks and months before and after Kathleen's death in 2001. However, everything and how it started out in 2017, 16 years after the initial death, and it's focused on Sophie. And how do y'all feel about Sophie? Right now, she is the current wife to Michael Peterson in the story, and that is where she's starting off right now. And they're on their way to the courthouse, just trying to figure out what's going on. And I don't know. And y'all help me with this. If at one point in time, well, no, actually, I'm going to save that. But my question is, okay, what is it about Michael Peterson to where he just keep getting all these women? I'm just kidding, but he had his real life with his real. He had his real wife Liz, who he claimed died from an aneurysm, but she was found at the bottom of the stairs as well. Then he was married to Patty. Then he was married to Kathleen, to where he allegedly murdered her. But now he is married to Miss Sophie. And what is the significance? Like, what is it about Michael Peterson that is drawing all these women in? I mean, I guess he just has the Midas touch, but she had to see. I mean, she's older as well. She has some knowledge. She has some wisdom on herself. So I'm just, when I was seeing her just taking up for this man, and I still don't know, I was just kind of saying, like, what is it about him? And I guess he must be really innocent, you know, because I guess Sophie sees that. Maybe that's going to reveal itself in episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8. But I'm really, really curious to see how they're doing, how this is going to play out with the story. I just don't know. But Michael, he's just trying to figure it out right now. This right here says February this 24th, 2017. And I'm just trying to figure out what is going on. At the end of this episode, they said that he was guilty and he has no chance of parole. But now in 2017, he's still at the courthouse. And so that's just kind of interesting to me. What do you guys think? Please let me know. But I'm just really, really curious. And this trial right here in the courthouse, is this in 2001 or is this in 2017? I think this is in 2017. They're just going back to the courtroom where everything took place back in 2001. But I cannot wait to see what Sophie's story is about. And she just has so much confidence. Just look at her face right here. She just knows that everything is going to play out in their favor. And I can't wait to get to witness it and be a part of it as an audience member. And I really have to say, I love the way that the director and producers put this show together, as this camera is zooming in on this image. It just really makes me feel like I'm part of the documentarian team. I don't know. It just makes me attach myself to this story just that much more. And like I said, man, Michael right here, he is just knocking it out of the park. You know, I've always seen him in other projects, but never really paid attention to his name, you know, because he's not an A-list actor, but, you know, he does, as far as, you know, filling up seats in the theater, you know, but he is a talent, you know. I think he does have an Oscar nomination on his belt, and we can possibly look that up later. But the man is just doing great. And I love this. I love a courtroom drama. Just the intensity, the suspense, the mystery, just the plaintiff and the defense, the prosecution, and all of them just trying to figure all of this out. It's just really fascinating to me, you know. And we have this reenactment scene right here with the blood cast off pattern. And I'm just saying to myself, okay, they have all this evidence and the blood on the shorts and all of this. And I don't want to jump around too much, but I'm just saying, I'm like, when they are providing this evidence to the jury, you know, are they BSing sometime? Are they really convinced and came to a conclusion as that exactly what has happened? Because we didn't have a murder weapon, but they're saying, oh, this happened, this happened. I don't know I mean, like, I don't want to jump ahead, but we're gonna get there. But I'm loving all this right here. I just think all this is fascinating. I was kind of laughing when Michael Peterson said that this guy right here looks like a penis. That was inappropriate for the courtroom, but I'm not gonna lie, it was funny. And I also got to give it to Clayton. You know, he's just trying to come home right now and be, you know, help his family, and I commend him for that. And guys, I know this is based on a true story, but one character that was getting on my nerve is Martha, with all of her emotions. I mean, look, I understand that she is in a tight space right now. Her biological mother is no longer here, or her biological father. Her new stepmother is dead, and the man that is supposed to be her stepfather is on trial for murder. So her emotions are all over the place, and her mental state, but she was still getting on my nerve, just saying, I can't go, I'm sorry, I just can't do it, I can't do it. I don't know. I mean, why? To me, I just kind of want to be like, okay, you know, stick your chest out, do what you got to do to get it done. Am I being insensitive to her right now? Y'all let me know in the comment section. I'm really curious. And like I said, David is really coming through with the defense. I like him. I like his character. I like the performance. I like all that. But we are back in the courtroom with Miss Dr. Deborah L. Radish. I like how she corrected David too. He was like, Mrs. Radish. She was like, no, I have these degrees. I went to school. I put in the work. You need to call me Dr. Radish. And that, you know, that's exactly the respect that she got. And so that is very commendable right there. I also like Freda right here. She's a good actress. I'm liking her character as well. She's doing a great job knocking this out the park. What y'all feel about that outfit right there, huh? Would you wear it? Would you sport that? Probably not the hair, but the outfit. What y'all think? No, I'm just playing. But no, she really is doing a great job. And so, like I said, the performances in this show across the board are just phenomenal, in my opinion. But Margaret and I keep getting Margaret and Martha mixed up. Martha is the one with the glasses that always changed her hair, that is, I think, 18 years old, that was going off to college. Even though she's getting on my nerve, I mean, just look at her face. She's doing a great job with this panic attack that she has coming on. And I don't know. I mean, I don't mean to be just so super insensitive, but I would possibly be reacting the same way. You guys let me know. But this courtroom drama is just knocking it out the park, man, with all the emotions. And I will possibly be responding the same way to see your mom dead with all these cuts and bruises. I mean, like, look at the lips, look at the eyes. Nobody's hair is like that. That's just, nobody deserves to see something like this except for monsters. But she's coming through with all the emotions. And look at Caitlin back there. Y'all see her, you know, with her biological dad over there. She looks concerned as well. I don't know if she's like, this is a bunch of BS, or if she's trying to empathize with Martha over here, you know, because they do have a relationship. And it's just really interesting how this family is being torn apart, especially with the way it started off in episode 1, where you think this is just a perfect little family and everybody just gets along. And it's just like happy time, sunshine and rainbows all the time. It's not like that at all. You know, I mean, things have been turned upside down to where you have images like this. And that's just like really, really unfortunate. But I'm loving this courtroom drama. And then David is coming through with all these folders. Look at her face right there, looking like a Karen. But David is coming through with these folders. I like this. He was like, look, we did the research and went back the past 10 years and found every homicide to where the cause of death was blunt force trauma. And in every case, there was a skull fracture or something else. And I'm like, damn, okay, that you did your homework right there, sir. I commend you. You went back 10 years and found every single case. And every single case had a skull fracture when it died from blunt force trauma. I'm like, how can you get out of that? You know, now the Dr. Hirsch right here, she was like, look, I ain't flipped through these. And, you know, David was like, okay, let's just assume that's true. But she's a doctor. She knows what the deal is. If that was false, she would have been like, no, that's false. But she just kind of was saving face like, okay, hey, you know, I can't confirm these because it's 500 pages per folder. You know, put 10 books up here. But that was a nice defense by David right there. I look at it. Look at his mannerisms and posture. Just, you know, cool, calm, and collected. Just trying to use his common sense, deductive reasoning. I like all that. Very, very interesting. And she look on her face. She's like, damn, he got me. He's making a good point right here. He's doing a great job. I love it. I love it. I love it. And here's David. I'm sorry, not David, but Michael. He just looks guilty right here. He does. I'm just being honest. The man looks guilty. And he looked like he's getting away with it. Like, yeah, I'm finna get off. You know what I'm saying? I done killed wife number 2 and gonna get away scot-free. I hope that's not the case. His ass needs to be locked away if that's the truth. And John right here don't look like he believe him as either. He look like this man. I know he did it. You know, I'm just doing this because it's my job. It's gonna get some views. You know, I gotta buy some milk for the baby. My wife, pregnant with number 3. I gotta, I'm being silly, but he don't look like he believe him. You know, they had a conversation about that earlier, but now they are going over to, I'm assuming she was married in Germany, not married in Germany, but buried in Germany, but maybe not. Maybe this is the United States. But they did talk about bringing the body, I think, over to North Carolina. And so they're just doing the second autopsy on his first wife. That's not Patty. I forgot her name. Now, what I don't understand, help me out, is this right here, the image that we're looking at. Is this his first wife that supposedly died in an aneurysm and fell down the stairs? If so, why does she still have hair on her head? Am I tripping? Why does she still have hair on her head? If this was 20 years ago when she died, wouldn't it just be skull and bones? I mean, I'm not a coroner. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a forensic expert. But help me out, y'all. They just digged up the body. You know, Kathleen hasn't been buried. You know, I wish I had an image. No, wait a minute. That says Ratcliffe. Yeah, that says Ratcliffe right there. So I'm just kind of confused on, and that can't be Kathleen because we saw her head a few images ago. They done shaved off her head right here. So, or maybe that's just the back of the head and they kept some hair on her. But I'm just saying, y'all help me out. How is this? I mean, that does kind of look like Kathleen, but I'm just saying, how is this the first wife? It should not, it should not be no skin and left on the body. It should just be nothing but bones. Am I tripping? I probably am tripping. There's probably a reasonable explanation for this. Y'all just let me know in the comment section, and I would really appreciate that. You know, but they're like, hey, it doesn't look good, man. It doesn't look good. And it's interesting how they're bringing it back up. But if Michael Peterson really did this, just throwing women down the stairs, man, he's evil and needs to go away. Again, here we have Martha. I don't blame her. She's really upset. Michael Ayers is looking, you know, super guilty. This is a strange coincidence, nothing more. No, no, man. There's no such thing as a staircase killer. You know, he's really trying to, you know, do the defense here. I personally, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I know it's very difficult and a lot of work, but I don't know if I could necessarily be someone's defense if they did it or if I didn't believe them. Maybe there's more to it. You guys could let me know, especially if you are an attorney. But, you know, I'm curious. Now, also, we have Sophie Turner's character right here, and I forgot her name. But she's trying to do her homework too. She's trying to do her due diligence. Like, hey, I'm just trying to find these videotapes to prove that the poker has been gone for quite some time. And I like that. Now we're at November 2001, going back. And Kathleen is looking at the attic. And we see those, I don't think I have an image for it, but those bats up there. Or the bats in the, my goodness gracious. Let me get my thoughts together. My fault. The plumbing is being messed up because of the bats. Now, when she was looking up like this, you know what I was thinking? I was like, maybe this is what happened. Because we got two reenactment scenes. Earlier, at one point in episodes 1, 2, and 3, we saw Kathleen going inside, maybe a little tipsy, slipping on the stairs, hitting her head. At the end of this episode, we saw her confronting Michael about the porn. He gets upset, kind of nudges her. She falls down, and then he chokes and just slams her repeatedly in the ground. Horrible. I'm thinking maybe she opened up the attic. The bats flew out, scratched her face, which caused the lacerations, and that's how she hit her head. I don't know. We're going to see. Even if that is the case, there's no way, because this is a true story. So that probably would have came out by now. Maybe it has, and I just haven't spoiled myself. But we're going to find out. Y'all think that's what happened? Because she had lacerations, 7 of them. And right here, this dude, we're going to talk about Dane DeHaan's character, Clayton. He done came home, and he messing up all types of stuff. He charging up Kathleen charging up him. You know, that's interesting. He was like, look, we know that you was, you know, smashing my dad while he was still married to Patty. That's messed up right there. Can't be doing that, Kathleen. Can't be doing that. I'm not saying you deserve to die, but that is pretty messed up right there. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't give a shit about spring break. How can you not give a shit about spring break? This dude up here planting pipe bombs as jokes to make fake IDs. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But, you know, I wonder what the sentence would have been like if the perpetrator would have looked like me. Y'all let me know. But here we go, Frida again in court, and this lady, they are bringing in witnesses from Germany. And one of the things that was interesting that the defense said, it was like, hey, why didn't you bring up all these stories about you vomiting and all this back then? And she's talking about flashbacks and memories, and it really did seem flimsy. It really didn't seem like she had a leg to stand on. I think this kind of hurt them, in my opinion. You guys can let me know. But Mr. Peterson, did you beat your baby daughter in Germany? That's just a horrible question right there. Now, right here is where we have Clayton coming back, and the family does not seem like they're happy for him to be there. I don't know why. It's clear that Michael and the family does play favorites with some of their children. That's just unfortunate, but they're just trying to figure out the next move to go as far as the defense, and they invite the jury over to the house to do some reenactment. Well, not reenactment scenes, so they can. First of all, look at this mansion. Damn, that is freaking huge. Hopefully, I can afford something like that one day with ease. You know what? I'm speaking it into existence. But they got the news crew, they got the jury coming in, and all of that. And they're just walking around the house looking at the blood-soaked staircase. This dude here trying to reenact it himself. That was kind of funny to me, to be honest. And what does this red text say? Does that say, I think that says press or guest. I can't really, well, y'all can't see that because I'm in the way. But let me do this and then you can see it. I think that says either press or guest. I'm not sure. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I didn't know that they could do stuff like this, you know. And I didn't know that. I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm just thinking out loud, like, wouldn't they have, I guess those rules of like, don't clean up the blood because we're going to need it for X, Y, and Z. I kind of thought that after the forensic team came over and took the body, took the pictures, and got a clear, you know, report of the crime scene, that you can go back and clean up all this stuff. But apparently not. I don't know. Maybe that would just be bad. But here we have Sophie trying to defend her man. And I'm just really curious to see how this plays out with her character. And this guy right here was funny to me. This Chinese doctor, this gentleman, you know, he's giving his opinion on the death of Kathleen. The prosecution tried to get him talking about, hey, as a blood splat analyst, you know, how can this play out? And then he says, you disagree with your colleague here, but you said that he was doing a great job in the book. This was the funniest part of the episode right here to me. To Agent Diva, one of the best. And then, you know, what was I supposed to write? In Chinese culture, you know, we like to be polite to people. You know, what was I supposed to say? You know, don't quit your day job. I laughed, and so did everybody else in the courtroom. You know, that was a nice little stinger right there, a little comedy in there. This is also not helping Michael Peterson's case right here as a liar. I mean, that's just kind of whack, man. I'm just, you know, be honest. This dude was over in Vietnam and did not hurt himself in the war, but is saying that he won a Purple Heart because he was injured. That's just whack to me, bro. I mean, this just hurts your credibility big time. You're laughing right here. Well, everybody was laughing right here. Other white gentlemen in the crowd are just calling you a liar. It's just not making you look good right here, man. So you need to get it together. And now Mike is talking about he want to testify. You know, do y'all think he should have testified? Is that a good idea? But, you know, the defense just doesn't think so. I don't know if that's a good idea either. But he just listen to me for a second. I want to tell my story and all of that hot crap. But look at this. Your boy Clayton done came through at the right time, working on the car, trying to get this car to work. Engine sputtering, shuts off, and this dude messes around, looks up, and finds the freaking blowpoke. That is amazing. And this right here is kind of where we're getting some jealousy between the brothers. Like, Todd is up here talking about, why are you going to F with us? Don't F with us. He's like, I am us. Like, why would I F with us? Like, why would he do that? I mean, I know that Clayton, and we're going to find out in a second that, you know, he's drunk and he pushed his girlfriend or hit her and he's dropping pipe bombs everywhere. But why would Clayton sabotage the family like that? Maybe he's jealous. Maybe that's Todd's mindset right there. But Todd was out of line, in my opinion, for this right here. I kind of got annoyed with him. But here we go right here with Captain Pipe Bombs and drunk on spring break, pushing women and hitting women, allegedly. And that's not good. But the sisters are tired of it. You know, you got Martha, Patty, and Sophie Turner's character, Margaret. They're just not having it, saying, you know, you're in debt. And they're just screaming at each other. The other brother going to stand up talking about, I have a successful website. Bro, if you have to stand up like that and makes that type of declaration, your website is not successful. If you just have to, you know, speak to yourself that way and make yourself feel good. I mean, it would speak for itself, you know, and everybody kind of scoffed at that anyway. But, you know, Patty was weird. I mean, like the ex-wife right here in the back, she's so soft-spoken, goes out there and gets Michael. And, you know, they're just trying to make sure that Clayton doesn't, you know, tell a lie and all that stuff. But everything falls apart. Look at Martha. Acting is coming through. It's very, very good. But then Michael comes in here. I'm done. Everybody shut the hell up. I'm going to testify. Again, I just love to where at the very beginning of the show, we just have all these images of this perfect family, but then we see everything is falling apart. But just no family is perfect anyway. There's always going to be drama somewhere, somehow. But guys, what y'all think about this? The missing murder weapon is not missing. I thought that Michael was going to get off. I'm thinking, okay, he's going to be innocent. They found the murder weapon. There is no blood on it. It's not dirty. I mean, how can he not get out of this? Because they were gung-ho, said no. She was murdered by a blowpoke and did it like this in the blood, but this right here shuts the whole thing down. So I was thinking it was a clear-cut end deal. You know what I'm saying? But guys, this right here made me change my mind. We see Michael Peterson looking at the staircase. The door is shut. And we have this look on his face like, okay, you know, the moment of truth. And he did look guilty right here like, okay, man, am I going to get away with this or am I going to go to jail? I love this sweeping shot right here. They read the verdict. And then we get these flashbacks right here. And guys, this was sad to look at. She finds the porn. She finds the emails. And she doesn't know what to do. She's heartbroken. I mean, this dude got the emails, find a boy, find boys, events, advertise, all that. Justin. And she calls him out. And I can tell, remember the last time I talked about this, if you go back and look at my other recap in episodes 1 through 3, where Michael was trying to butter her up to get money, saying, hey, babe, I got you a massage, let's have a romantic evening. And then, you know, he performed oral sex on her in the kitchen. During that scene where she called him out and was like, you know, hey, I think you're just trying to butter me up so I can help, you know, you split the bill between your kids and all their finances. If you go back and look on his face, he was hurt by that. And he felt emasculated and challenged as a man because he's not a provider. That's your fault, bro. I mean, frankly, do what you got to do. You know, I mean, if you a provider, you got to provide. And you can't get mad at her if she's calling you out on that because you don't have the funds to take care of your own kids. I can definitely sense the insecurity in that man during that time. And that also came out right here. She was like, I'm leaving you. I'm done. All the lies, all the arrogance. You're not going to Michael Peterson your way out of this. And she called him nothing. And this bitch ass right here, I've given my whole life to a pathetic closet case of nothing. Damn. You know, and that's another thing too. If you really feel that way, did you really feel that way when you married the man? Did you marry him out of convenience? Don't sign up for a lifelong imprisonment if you're not really in love with somebody. I don't know. Maybe it was a business decision. But this dude can't, I said, shut up. And he can't take it. And he throws her down. She kind of slips, but it was his fault. I ain't gonna make no excuses. This disgusted, man. I mean, we don't know if this is true. This is just, you know, a reenactment scene because the first one wasn't true. But this was just disturbing to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was intense, man. This is, oh man, like she is really doing it right now. Like, this was really uncomfortable to watch, guys, but it's just great television. I mean, just to see somebody dying, an innocent woman suffering, not just she's dying, like we see it. We see her suffering, you know, that's just horrible. And it was kind of squeamish, you know, and they find out that the verdict is guilty and they're crying and it's okay. I mean, what else can you say? Everybody's shocked and all that. And look at Patty as well, you know. I was surprised. And the sister does look relieved, but I was surprised that he got the guilty verdict because I thought that when they found the blowpoke that he was going to get off. And even Caitlin is emotional right now, understandably so. Towards the end, I also thought it was a great scene as Michael is being taken away by the bailiff. And John, the documentarian, is filming him. And Michael says, not right now. And he puts the camera down. Earlier, I was saying that I feel that John just knows that he's guilty, but it seemed like he tried to empathize with him just a little bit there. And that was just a nice touching moment. I was like, maybe he is innocent. I don't know. We're just going to have to find out. But I was also just kind of shocked that he let the documentarian stay with him in that little corridor right there. I'm like, what if he had, I don't know, a device to take the cuffs off and help him escape or something like that? You know, I don't know the process of, you know, taking somebody in after a courtroom proceeding when they're found guilty. But that did stand out to me. Now, y'all, this is confusing to me right here. They asked Sophie, like, hey, how do you know Michael? What is your relationship? And she smiled. Then it cut to this right here with this woman walking that is part of the documentarian team. But we have Sophie narrating like, hey, I followed your case with bated breath and the justice system is broken. and I'm going to do your documentary to prove your case. But I'm just saying to myself, okay, is this this lady right here? Is this Sophie? Because why are they showing this woman's face while they're showing Sophie? I mean, while Sophie's talking. And then I'm like, if that's the case, why was John asking her those questions at the very beginning and the end of this? I don't get it. I like this is this Sophie in 2001? I don't know. And if it's the case, why is John asking her questions later? That can't be Sophie. That wouldn't make sense. You guys help me out. I would really appreciate that. But that does wrap up the episode, guys, and I thought it was phenomenal. I mean, it was just great. I am loving this series right here. It tells the story of Michael Peterson, a crime novelist accused of killing his wife, Kathleen, after she's found dead at the bottom of the staircase in their home, and the 16-year judicial battle that follows. This is being directed by Antonio Campos. I cannot wait to check out the Netflix documentary when I'm done with this HBO Max show, because I just want to get all into this story right here because it is just that fascinating to me. But guys, that is just my opinion, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, helping me reach my next milestone of 40,000 subscribers. And reasons why you would want to subscribe to my channel, I mean, just look, guys, I got movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, just did Doctor Strange, a weekly movie news roundup show. I'm talking Atlanta, We Own the City, Halo, and Young Justice, and I just wrapped on Moon Knight. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.